Hello and welcome to FX Addicts Weekly Market Analysis. This is Tim, the Currency Professor, and today is Friday, February 22nd, 2013. And this week we had some pretty good movement. Today kind of ending on a fizzling note, but nonetheless still a decent week. The euro ending up down below this minor trend line that we have drawn here, and looks like we're going to close the week down here. So really doesn't look positive, but that being said, we still have not tested these highs, so at some point we're going to rock back up to that and test those highs out. On the weeklies we can see how we're definitely closing below this trend line, and we are significantly below it, so it's not like it's an aberration here. Now the only chance that there is that next week we go climbing right back up to around the highs of this week. Now if that happens, then we'll turn around and we'll definitely go test those highs, but we need to test those highs at some point. Now on the monthlies, we still got about 4 sessions left in the month, so looking for this to either close up from here or close lower, in which case on a monthly basis we'll have a clear turnaround as well, and we're going to head lower then. British pound against the US dollar, quite the week, quite the sell-off. Very, very weak market. Continues to sell off. Really has no fundamental or technical positive things here at all. So really looks like it's going to sell off and sell off quickly, just like it has in the past. If we look a little further out here on these charts, we can see that on a weekly basis, last week we closed below that trend line, and made it very clear that we are going to continue. Well, we have, and it is starting to pick up a little speed here, so really anticipate it to just keep going. There is no indication that we will stop. We will probably end up next week down in the 140s, and if we look on the monthlies, when we close out this month, we'll be very, very much below that trend line. So the month of March, we could very easily end up into the low 40s by the end of March. There is certainly nothing here indicating that that is not going to happen. Everything is pointing in that direction, technically as well as fundamentally. UK definitely has a lot of issues, and they are not getting any better. So economic issues those are, and they're not getting any better. So from a technical and a fundamental standpoint, it is pointed down. Just like back here, this was a very, very large sell-off, then this consolidation for several years. So now here we are again in the next sell-off. So the next phase probably will not take us down 6,000 pips, but we could very easily end up down to about 125. That could be the very next point that we find a basing pattern like we have here for several years, in which case we would then sit there for a little while and base out. US dollar against the Swiss franc, down just slightly today, down about 9 pips, but we had a pretty decent week. We were up quite a bit, and closing up above this minor trend line yesterday, and we're staying above it today, although we didn't have any follow through on the upward momentum, so that's kind of discouraging. Stochastics kind of pinned up towards the top. We still have some room there. On a weekly basis, we're just barely above that trend line, so really would have been nicer if we could close 45, 50, maybe even 60 pips above that trend line. It would be certainly a whole lot more productive. Now on a monthly basis, of course, we still got a week left here, or 4 trading sessions. This is a positive sign that we are closing up, but we need to close up a lot more for the month. We need to actually exceed the last couple of months' highs, and does not look like at this point we're going to do that, but you never know. I mean, 4 sessions, a lot can happen. So US dollar against the Japanese yen, real weak at consolidation again. Today we're up about 34 pips, not a lot, but still looks very positive long term. We're just in this consolidation phase, and as you can see, the price action here just moving sideways, and the stochastics down here moving lower, so that's a very positive sign. We do have a little bit of a divergence here in the stochastics, so we could see a Monday session up a little bit as well. On the weeklies, taking a little bit of a breather on the weeklies. Second down week, but very, very minorly in the last three. So really don't think that we're going to stall here for very much longer. Really, we should get up above this level, which is the 94.85 level. So we should get up around 95, 96 here in this move before we have any type of meaningful correction. Now, we've said that before, and still looks like that nothing's changed to indicate that we shouldn't do that. So on the monthlies here, this will be the smallest range month that we've had in the last three. So we'll see how we close out the month, but right now it is the smallest. So we could shoot up here in the next week very easily, shoot up to that 95, 96 level, and find ourselves closing the month out up there. The Euro Swiss pulling back this week a little bit. We had a little bit of an up move the first couple of days of the week and then pulling back, finding no support around this area, this 122.60 area, and it looks like we'll probably bounce from here as well, maybe even go a little bit lower, but ultimately we're going to work our way higher. Now on the weeklies, we got this little flagging pattern going here, which is usually a positive sign. So really looking for us to fire back up here soon. Euro yen, quite the week, very, very volatile all over the place. Today we're up 36 pips, and for the week we're probably down a little bit. We'll look at that here in a minute, but the interesting part here is that huge consolidation with a little bit of a downward bias. Stochastics pointing down, but they're begrudgingly going lower. And we look at the weeklies, we can see how this has been a really, really nice consolidation here. Certainly not a topping pattern at all. We're just pulling back slightly. We did make it up into this 120, almost 128 area, just barely, and then have since pulled back. But really looks like we're going to fire up again here, probably in the next week or two, the way it looks. Monthly, looks like we're going to end up the month negative. Now that obviously can change here in the next 4 sessions, but it is looking slightly negative at this point, in which case this could be a negative for a couple of months. If we were to end right here, this could be a negative for the next couple of months then, where we would find ourselves pulling back just slightly, maybe back down to around the 118 area, and then working our way back up over another couple of month period of time. So we'll have to wait and see how we actually close the month out. If we close the month out about where we opened or a little bit higher, that's still a very positive sign, and we can go up to that 138 area very quickly. But in the interim, we have moved an awful lot very quickly. So it would not be surprising for us to pull back here in a little flagging position for a couple of months and then move higher. So that would actually be healthier for the market. Be a little tougher to play, but it would be healthier for the market. That is it for today. Any questions or anything, if you have not visited FX Addicts, please do so. And if you have any questions about trading Forex or currency futures, by all means shoot me an email. You can sign up for a 7-day free trial for FX Addicts. And also just a reminder, the new book is out, Forex Secrets, where I talk about scalping and everything. So that is only an electronic copy at the moment. It will become a hard copy in the next 2 months sometime, depending on the publisher. So we will keep you abreast of the date of release on that. Otherwise, have a very good weekend, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you.